Can you believe we only have 3 months left of 2025? And if you spend the entire year daydreaming about becoming the fittest, hottest, healthiest, best version of yourself, and yet came to the last quarter of the year with that vision still only in your head, then you clicked on the right video, because I am going to ensure that these 3 months we are locking in and using them in a way that's going to ensure that this was the last year we wasted not reaching our potential. And after watching this video, I promise you, you are going to enter 2026 more ready than ever and equipped with all the tools you need to become that version of yourself you cannot stop thinking about and finally make it your reality. So, let's talk about it. Hello you guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stephanie and I'm here to help you become authentically the best version of yourself. And in today's video, we are locking in using these last 3 months of 2025 and squeezing the most potential out of them so we propel ourselves into our best version of ourselves in 2026 the easiest way possible. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you need to work out, go to the gym, eat healthy. You already know that. No, but I'm going to guide you through an in-depth system that will help set you up for success. Chapter 1, resetting and letting go of past energy. Let go, forgive yourself, and leave what happened in the past. What happened, happened. It's done. There is no going back. Now we need to focus on the present and on what we can do to make these 3 months different than all of the previous months of the year. No amount of regret and anger at yourself can bring back the year and what you did or did not do. But do you know what will? Forgiving yourself, letting go of what happened, not wasting that energy on unproductive anger, but redirecting that energy onto the present moment and what you can do differently and better. You cannot hate yourself into becoming someone better. And besides, your future self needs you more than your past. Whoever you were in the past, whatever happened there, is staying there. We are not identifying with that version of ourselves anymore. Detach completely from her and start taking action from the point of view of the version of yourself you're working towards becoming, and working on changing the systems and habits that will bring you closer to the ideal version of yourself. Step 2 is doing a 2025 audit. Reflect on the past 9 months of 2025. What went well? What did not go well? If we don't become conscious of the toxic patterns, behaviors, habits, we're stuck in this loop of unconsciously repeating the same patterns again, which obviously bring us to a place that we don't want to be in life. So reflect on 2025, identify your routine, go through every single thing you do on the daily, and see what needs to be changed and does not serve this version of you you're working towards. Identify where your starting point was at 2025. A good way to do this is looking at your vision board or just scrolling through your camera roll. Go to the memories of 2025 and now reflect where you are now and identify what needs to be changed. So moving forward, you do things differently and in a way that serves your vision. Step 3 is declutter everything, and I mean everything. Your clothes. Go through your camera roll, your saved folders on TikTok and Instagram, your Pinterest. Declutter your friendships and relationships. It's very important to get rid of old, stagnant energy that's lingering and it's attached to the past version of yourself, and get rid of things and distance yourself from people who do not align with the identity of the version of yourself you're laying the foundations in these 3 months to start building in 2026. Now that we let go of everything that doesn't serve us, it's time to refocus and fix our vision. You need to get tired. And I mean sick and tired of your own excuses. Because do you know who is tired of your excuses? Your future self. And do you know who else is tired of your excuses? I am. Because I know how much you can achieve and you sleep on it because you're stuck in this loop. Every time you refuse to do what you know you need to do, you say no to your future self. Excuses make today easier, absolutely, but they make tomorrow harder because they push the version of you cannot stop thinking about even further in the future. You either have results or you have excuses. You can't have both. And it's your choice. Real growth happens when you're tired of your own excuses. Every time you sleep in, every time you eat something unhealthy, every time you skip the gym, you're not rewarding yourself. You're punishing your future self and your present self who is obsessing and is non-stop thinking and daydreaming about this person who you know you can become, but you are the one who is stopping yourself. Cut that out. These 3 months, I want you to cut out all of the noise. It's cold, it's gloomy, which is the best thing. Why? Because it means more time at home, less distractions, and more time to focus on your goals. These 3 months, it's only you and your goals. It's only 3 months. We can do 3 months. The next thing is fall out of love with your potential and start falling in love with the process of becoming that person. And this is not an easy process. It takes time, it takes effort, but most importantly, it takes taking action. The way you fall in love with becoming the person you're working towards is by actually doing the things that she would do, not daydreaming about it. Having potential is beautiful and you have plenty of it, but that's only the starting point. Potential without action leads to anxiety and disappointment. Potential will not bring you anywhere, but do you know what will? Hard work and dedication to your vision. The next thing that sounds a little counterintuitive and I did not understand for the longest time, but after I did, it changed everything for me. And that is stop obsessing over your goals. You know that saying the future is now? I did not understand that for the longest time until I realized something flipped inside my mind. And as I started viewing things differently, that yes, focusing on the goal can keep your vision clear and gives you an idea to where you're headed. But if you only focus on the goal and on what you don't have and what you're not doing, it just remains being a figment of imagination and it stays in the future. But when you do the opposite, keeping that goal in mind, you take your focus back onto the present moment and focus on what you can do today differently than you did yesterday. We don't make our goals a reality by thinking about them. We make them a reality by taking small, meaningful steps in the right direction. A small step in the right direction is better than no effort at all. It can be as small as not eating that candy bar, or waking up just 15 minutes earlier than you did yesterday, or making your bed this morning. Progress is made from action. You learn as you go, but only by starting. Only by putting in the effort. And day by day, although we don't realize it, those small steps add up to the big picture. And by doing something differently today than you did it yesterday, you already have made progress. And the longer you stay disciplined, you will realize how far you have come compared to where you previously were and how much closer you are to that goal without even obsessing over it. The next thing I want to talk about is the perfectionist all or nothing mindset that's sabotaging all of us. When we want to change our lives, we get this burst of motivation. We say we're going to start from tomorrow, start waking up at 5 a.m. every day, working out for 45 minutes, cutting out all junk food, and then when we inevitably quote unquote fall off because we're human, well, I failed and I might as well just give up, destroy all of my progress and just start again on Monday. And since we had this burger today, now all of my progress is ruined and I have to start again on Monday, and I might as well until Monday eat everything I want, stop going to a gym, and revert to my old habits. Does this sound familiar? You don't have to throw everything out the window and start again on Monday. If you don't do your one healthy habit today, or you indulge or not go to the gym today, you don't need to start again on Monday. You just need to keep going. As long as 80% of the time you're doing your healthy habits, you're doing everything you're supposed to do to work towards your goal, those 20% will not sabotage your progress. But do you know what will? Giving up just because you had a little hiccup along the way and bringing yourself back into this old way of doing things, eating 10 more burgers because you had one burger today, beating yourself up and putting yourself back into this endless cycle, that's what's going to sabotage your progress. I like to compare this with taking a supplement. Let's say you're taking probiotics every day. If you don't take your probiotic today, are you like, well, the entire progress is ruined, I might as well stop taking it, throw it away, and I just start again on Monday because, well, my entire progress is ruined. No, you just keep taking it the next day. It's the same for every single other habit you want to implement. Life is not linear. Things happen. For example, right now I'm ill, and the past version of me will be so angry, so disappointed. I cannot work out, my entire progress is ruined. Why even bother? I might as well just throw out all of my healthy habits, go back to my old ways, just start again on Monday. Why? But the current version of me knows that things like this are bound to happen, and instead of treating myself with hatred, I'm treating my body with love and giving it the rest it needs so I can continue with my routine in the best shape possible and in the same time modify my habits to serve my current state. Instead of doing strenuous weightlifting workouts, the only thing I do is stretch. I could obsess and just fall back into my old habits, but in reality, all I need to do is just get back into my routine when I feel better. It sounds very simple, but it's very hard to see when you're stuck in the loop of perfection and starting over. It's not about a one-time excessive effort, but it's about the consistency of the action. You don't achieve your dream body by going to the gym one day for 9 hours straight, but by consistently working out for at least 15 minutes. As long as you know that what you did today does not align with the version of you you're creating, and do the said thing differently tomorrow, that's all that matters. You haven't lost your progress. Which brings us to the third point: stop trying to do everything at once. We don't want to end the year burnt out, okay? I know you're motivated now, that you want to turn your life completely tomorrow, and that's a beautiful thing, but instead of trying to tackle everything you were supposed to tackle in 12 months, in 3 months, instead, take 2 to 3 goals on your vision board that are most likely to support this version of yourself you're going to build in 2026 and only focus on those. It is more productive to do 2 things right than to half-ass 10 things. Instead of wasting time in the same loop, break the cycle by focusing on building systems, which brings us to the third chapter, setting up the systems. We have to keep track of our progress. That way we know if we're headed in the right direction. I want you to do something differently this time. Instead of measuring perfection, measure them in progress. Did you do something differently today than you did it yesterday? Did you opt for at least one healthier, better for you meal today than yesterday? By measuring goals in progress, it takes away the pressure we put onto ourselves to be perfect. And it gives that gratification and the confirmation that we're not stuck in the same place we were before. It's easy to overlook the small but significant things we do on the daily while we're focusing on what we don't have and on the future. But by tracking your goals in this way, by comparing your habits today to yesterday, you're signaling to yourself that you're actually following through, and it sort of takes away that anxiety we feel because we are still not at the end point. And by seeing that we've actually done progress, it gives us even more motivation, be even more determined, and keep going. The second thing you need to bear in mind while building these systems is to stop beating yourself up for what you're not doing and focus on what you can do. And now for the actual system, we are going to separate these 3 months in 3 parts. So October, November, December. October will be all about the first part of this video, resetting and letting go. The decluttering, about recognizing our patterns, deciding what we want to do differently. Be honest with what things, people, environments, habits, excuses, clothes don't serve the version of yourself we're bringing into 2026. Now, after completing that, we're moving into November, where we're actually laying the foundations. Decide on the 2 goals that matter to you the most in 2025 and start laying the foundations to start fully chasing them in 2026. For example, if one of your goals was to start waking up at 5 a.m. and now you're waking up at 9 a.m., make it a point to start waking up half an hour earlier every 2 weeks. So when you get to 2026, that habit is already implemented and it flows effortlessly. And December will be all about closing off the chapter. Reflect on what you learned so far. Put yourself in the shoes of the version of yourself you're building in 2026 and decide from that point of view what you're going to take with you in 2026 and what needs to be left in the past. What I want you to do is sit down today, open your journal, and start reflecting on 2025. And with that, we came to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and sticking to the end. If you stuck to the end, make sure to leave this emoji in the comments so I know who you are. I hope this video helped you. I hope it resonated with someone because that is ultimately why I make these videos. And I will leave you guys with a quote: either you run the day or the day runs you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one.